Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black, White, and Green, issue number 2 from IDW. So, this is an anthology series. I did a review for issue number 1, but for anyone who didn't watch that and is unfamiliar with the series, it's an anthology series. So, basically, every issue has like 4 or 5 mini stories. And I'm going to be covering the first two, which is Buddy Count and If by Feast or Famine. So, Buddy Counts, I like how the logo is basically body count, but then the body is changed to Buddy. For anyone who's unfamiliar with Body Count, it is an awesome miniseries where Raphael and Casey Jones basically go on a rampage and just murder a bunch of people. Of course, they're bad guys, like they're murdering bad guys, but yeah, they're murdering them, like straight up just brutalizing them. There are scenes where we have Raphael like using machine guns to shoot at people and blowing them up with grenades and stuff like that. And it's pretty violent. Like you have limbs getting blown off, you have blood gushing everywhere. It's awesome. I love it. I did a review for it. You can find it on this channel. But yeah, this is Buddy Count. So a non-violent version of that kind of. In this one, there's this Viper gang that's going around breaking into a bunch of pet shops and stealing Vipers. And so Casey's kind of like, I can't let that happen. So he goes to confront one of these breaking and enterings, and he starts beating up the Viper gang member. And then he basically questions him, like, where's your boss and where's your secret headquarters at? And the guy spills. So Casey calls one of the turtles to help him out. And then they go to the Viper nest, which is an abandoned warehouse. And Casey peeks inside, and he sees that there's this giant mutagen vats and a bunch of Vipers. So you kind of put two and two together. They're using the Vipers and the mutagen to create Viper humanoid mutants. They haven't done it yet, but this is what the plan's going to be. Create an army of these things. And so Casey breaks in and starts whooping ass. But the numbers get too much and he gets overwhelmed. And then that's when the Turtle Bro shows up. And it's actually not Raphael, it's Michelangelo. So yeah, Michelangelo is the one in this team up. And so the two of them get together and they just start beating the hell out of these Viper gang members, busting them up until only Bobby Viper, the head honcho, is left. And he grabs one of the Vipers and he dives into the vats, and then he pops out as this Viper humanoid mutant. And he starts attacking Casey and Mikey. And then that's when all of a sudden a giant Viper pops out. So while the mutagen turned Bobby into like a Viper humanoid, the Viper itself also got mutated and just turns into this giant, almost Dagon looking creature. And for some reason, it just comes out of the vat and it dive bombs Bobby and breaks them through the floor. And then Casey and Mikey just kind of look at each other and like, well, I guess that's that. You want to go get some pizza? It's like, you're not going to dive into the hole and confront these guys? Like, you're just going to let them be? Mikey's even just like, well, as long as if they stay away from my lair, then I'm cool. That's fine. So, yeah, they go to take the Vipers that have been taken from the pet shops, and they take them back to the pet shops. I like this up until like the ending. I thought it was kind of weird that Casey and Mikey don't go after the baddies. I'm assuming that maybe Bobby is dead because the giant Viper like went straight for him and basically bust him through the floor. But you're not gonna go after the giant Viper either. You're just gonna let them run amok in the city. Like, that doesn't sound right. But yeah, that's that story. I think that could actually be like a pretty cool mini series. Like, stretch it out to like an issue or two where you have a gang kidnapping animals to create mutant animal hybrid army soldiers. And yeah, you have like a team up between Casey and one of the turtles to take it down. Take this idea and then just flesh it out longer. I think that'd be kind of cool. That's kind of like one of my problems with the series, is that some of the short stories are like really cool, but they don't get time to like really flourish because they have to be done in like 5 pages. So we don't really get a chance to actually see them like in their full glory. And it's like, if you had taken this little short story, you can make a whole mini series out of it, and it'll be pretty awesome. And I think that Buddy Count is one of those. And the next little story is If by Feast or Famine. And this one is basically like a hard-boiled noir parody where Mikey is a quote-unquote detective. Or at least he's playing one. He's wearing Raphael's trench coat and hat that Raphael uses as a disguise when he wants to go up into the city. And he's basically questioning his brothers about who ate his pizza. Because he had ordered a pizza for breakfast, but by the time it arrived, it was missing. Like the box showed up, but there was no pizza inside. And so Mikey is basically like questioning all of them. And throughout this entire thing, we get him doing the voiceover, noir, hard-boiled detective voiceovers. And even his brothers are kind of like, why are you talking like that? And why does it sound like someone kicked you in the throat? Because not only is he like doing the voiceovers, but he's also doing like the gravelly voice that detectives usually use in those hard-boiled noir movies. I was like, all right, that's kind of funny. Like that's something that Mikey would do. And yeah, it's basically just him trying to gather clues. Like at first he sees that there's some kind of weird goop on the box. And that's when he realizes that Baxter Stockman was involved. And so Mikey's theory is that he ordered the pizza was being delivered, and then Baxter Stockman showed up and attacked the pizza delivery guy. So Mikey went and confronted him, and Baxter Stockman is like, yeah, I got bumped into this dude, but I didn't do anything with the pizza. I just immediately flew away. So then he's like, all right, so now we're back to square one. It's got to be one of my brothers. So he tries to like go through the process again where, you know, he ordered the pizza delivery came, crashed into Baxter Stockman. And then while that was happening, one of the brothers had to have stolen the pizza. But who was it? And then that's when Splinter arrives and basically thanks the boys for the surprise. Turns out that it's Splinter's birthday. He thought the pizza was for him, and so he ate the pizza all on his own. And yeah, Splinter was the culprit the entire time. So that's that little story. And then there's two more, but I'm not going to spoil them. If you want to check out the series yourself, you can do so. I like them. Like I thought the second story was kind of funny. Something that I can easily see Michelangelo doing. First story I thought was actually like really cool, and I kind of wish was fleshed out a little bit longer. Like you could have an entire mini series of this, where you have people breaking into shops and stealing animals. And Casey's like gathering clues. He confronts one of them. He finds out where they're being like taken, where the hideout is. He goes there. He calls one of the turtles, and then we have the fight scene. Basically, exactly what we saw here. But then once the giant viper takes Bobby through the hole, you continue the story, and then it can be like him trying to hunt the two of them trying to hunt down this giant viper. So they're searching on the ground. Maybe eventually there's like some chaos, like they up in the streets, like they hear screaming, and the viper is like going loose, and so they go to chase after it. Like you can have an entire miniseries of just this short story. I think that would have been pretty cool. Like I feel like it's entertaining, but it doesn't have a great ending because it has to conclude in like 5 pages. So because of that, some of the good stories are just too quick. But yeah, this is like a fine series. Not the greatest thing that I'm reading from the Turtles or anything like that, but it's fun. Yeah, there you go. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Black, White, and Green, issue number 2 from IDW. Hope you enjoy. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.